Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Robert here with some more photo news. But before we get started, I got a big announcement today. I am officially a grandfather. And just so you know out there in the community, while being a grandfather is a wonderful thing to be or aspire to, I really didn't have any direction in this. It just kind of happens and then you're along for the ride. You hop on that train that's out of control going down the track and you just stay on it and enjoy the ride. So on March 24th at 11:02, Denver came into the world and I am now a grandfather. And if you would like to refer to me as anything, my new nickname is Grandpa. Yes, Grandpa is like a regular grandfather, but he's just a little grumpier. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the show right away. Hopefully you guys enjoy the clickbait that we had to get you to come watch this particular video. And the name of this is The Exposure Triangle is Wrong. Here lately, everybody has been talking about the exposure triangle and how that is used to control the exposure of your camera to make your images lighter or darker. And that is very true, and we have all learned this, that your exposure triangle is your ISO, your aperture, and your shutter speed. And those things are perfectly correct. However, all of the people online that are talking about this new keyword phrase of the exposure triangle is missing one of the most, if not the most, important aspect of the exposure triangle. It's not a triangle. If you want to give it a shape, it would be a diamond because it actually has 4 points. Not 3, but 4. Because the most important one is light. Let that sink in for a second. Light. Now, kind of in the beginning of photography, and even including with instant cameras and point and shoot film cameras that you have, your shutter speed is fixed, your aperture is fixed, and your film ISO or ASA, if you're an old guy like me, is fixed as well, because you drop the film in and you don't get to change the ISO frame to frame like you do on a digital camera. So how do you get brighter or darker images? Well, that's the one thing that no one is talking about, and that is light. The amount of light actually controls your exposure as well. So we basically have a diamond, not a triangle, that controls exposure. ISO, aperture, shutter speed, and light. And I want to go ahead and dive into this a little bit more on some future videos where we're going to talk more in depth about camera controls and multiple things that the aperture does as well as the shutter speed. So there's probably a lot of information that you guys can look forward to in future videos on... Oh, I just got a notification on my phone. Sorry. It just kind of popped up and I thought my video died, but it didn't. And we love to do this in one take. And my friend Jess is like over here just outside a camera angle laughing at me while I'm doing this video, which is making me very enjoyable. I'm having a blast. I'm a grandfather. I have company in town. And today it appears to be the first day of mowing. And my yard guys are cutting my grass today, which is going to make me very happy. But just to go back on that main topic, before I let you guys go, is light. I want you guys to consider light when you are talking about the exposure triangle, which is wrong. It's a diamond. I would draw it out and like maybe put it over here on the video or maybe on this side of the video, but you get the point. It's a diamond. It has 4 points on it. You know what? We can make it a rectangle or even a square. Okay, so it's ISO, aperture, shutter speed, and light intensity. All 4 of those things are needed to be able to control the exposure. Now wait before we go, I know that I have a lot of people that say, well, what if you're in the sunlight? You can't make the sun be brighter or darker. Yes, you can. Maybe not the sun right there. But if I stand out in the middle of a baseball diamond on the pitcher's mound, and it's 12 o'clock noon and the sun is beating down something fierce, and the light is just very shadowy underneath the eyes and under the chin, and the person's squinting really bad, I can't control the sun, can I? Well, absolutely I can. I can put a diffuser or reflector to decrease the intensity as well as diffuse the light to make it softer. I can take flash and I can fill in those shadows to control the contrast. I can even have the pitcher close his eyes and open them up at 1, 2, 3, open, bam, we pop a shot, it looks 100% natural. So while we technically can't change the sun's intensity directly, there are modifiers that we use to change the light source into something more pleasing for us so we can get a better image as well as control our exposure. Imagine you go inside of a dark closet, like not just a dark closet in your house where after 5 minutes you look around and you start seeing light around the door. I'm talking about pitch black dark room. If you go in there where there is no light, can you take a photo? Absolutely. You can take a photo, and every single time the photo will be black. But I could change my ISO, I could change my shutter speed, I could change my aperture inside that dark room, and the image that results never changes because we're missing that one important element of exposure, which is light. And yeah, they're going to cut grass right by my window, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. So just know that whenever you hear people talking about the exposure triangle and you want to know how your camera works and how you can do a better job of getting the images you like, it's 4 things: ISO, aperture, shutter speed, and don't forget light. Be sure to check out all the guys over at Westcott, fjwestcott.com. You'll love their lighting gear, and come see me at PhotoCon in November. The first weekend, we're going to have a blast. If you have any questions, drop those babies below. I'd tell you guys to subscribe and hit the bell icon and all that stuff that everybody else tells you, but you know what? Let's keep this a secret between us. Share it with 1 or 2 friends, but let's just keep this dialogue between me and my tribe. All right, you guys get out, go do some shooting, get out in these beautiful days, capture some memories, tell your story, and carry your camera with you every day. And I am not telling you it's an iPhone. All right, you guys have a fantastic time, and we'll see you guys on the next video.